building developed the right way and proper heating and plumbing and air conditioning, all those things, how can you take a building that's, you know, a storeroom that way and very successfully develop it into an apartment house? What do you have to work with? That's the theory I have.
You think that would be also true of some of the other buildings down in the neck? Of course, some of them have, instead of the wide open spaces like Murphy's, some of them are office buildings. Maybe they'd be a little more.
Does anybody want to live down in there? That's,
well, I don't know.
That's the question. If you spend a lot of money and develop those, are people going to get down in there and pay rent and live there? There's no place to park a car. You have metered parking in the borough parking lots, which is, that's not desirable. If you have a residential area, you want at least residential parking for a couple cars. You just don't have that available down there.
You don't have a very safe nighttime environment either.
Well, not that. That's true, but that's still not the main reason. To me, it's just, it would be an undesirable place to live. If
they came up with, of course, there's nowhere to put parking except in across the street, I guess, because of the tracks and behind the buildings down there.
well, that's all across the street. That's all metered borough parking lot.
Yeah.
So you wanna be down in there and pay rent and then have to park your car on a metered spot across the street? Difficult to unload, and it's not anything like successful housing is elsewhere. It wouldn't be.
There's no pattern that we could follow.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. I wouldn't want to live there. I can't see where it would be.
Say you were interested in the rivers. Do you collect memorabilia or things
Well,
like that?
I've collected pictures. You see somewhere on the walls here, some memorabilia from some of the early boats and things.
Concentrating mostly on steamboats? Or?
Oh, that's right. Mostly steamboats. Now there's a picture above you there that shows the original wharf. You see, that was before the railroad right there.
Yeah.
Before the railroad was built up over it, the town did have an adequate wharf. That was right in back of where the present Union Station building would be. So the town had a good sized wharf. That was all eliminated by the building of the railroad.
You say that was right in back, or
Riverward from the station building.
a little towards California, or actually right there at the?
Just right about where the station building is.
Really? I always
Yeah,
thought
that's
it
a
was
station building. That's built on a fill to some extent there. I think it is in the railroad. That's all filled in there. If you walk over into there and look at the way the tracks are built, the wall is a retaining wall, and all that. That's built right up over what you'd see in that picture.
I guess it is built on a fill. You don't see much happening with this wharf project that the council is trying to.
Well,
I don't
they
know
can
if that's designed for boats or just
clean that up a little bit. It'll help, but there again, there's not enough room there to do much. What can you do? You don't have enough space there. What you need is room. You need ingress, and egress, access, or whatever you want to call it. And it's still a steep approach. If you were going to launch a boat there on a trailer, it'd be pretty hard. It's steep. There are a lot of other places that are better. You go elsewhere. Yeah, you're in town there. You have a fairly congested street up above, Water Street. Well, I don't see much that can be done with that wharf other than just clean it up and make it a little more attractive for the occasional excursion gateway, yeah, boats that come in there and so forth.
So you're not very optimistic on what can be done with the downtown area then, right?
Well, I'd like to be optimistic if someone could show me any reason to be, but
We need a John D. Rockefeller to come along like Williamsburg.
well, you need millions of dollars spent here. Millions of dollars, and after you spend it, what then? What?
No guarantees.
No guarantee it'll be successful because you don't have the space and you talk about remodeling old buildings, and sometimes I think remodeling old buildings is more expensive than building new.
Oh, I definitely agree with that.
Tearing out and putting back in again, that can be more expensive than new from the ground up, and not as well, not designed properly.
A lot of labor involved.
Makeshift design. So that's why I take a dim view of the Murphy building. I've talked to a good many other people. I find a good many people express that same opinion. You can conduct an art class in there or something like that, but there again, what does a long-range future there have? And there again, I'd venture to say there are better places to do that in existence. A lot of